Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Ryan? We got a little bit of technical difficulty going on, but we should have it figured out in just a second here. Producer AT is hooking us up, but we have an exciting show coming on today, Ryan. What are we going to talk about?
We have a lot of stuff planned. Let me head over to the doc, just double check. But we're going to be talking about the $625 million crypto hack, biggest in crypto history, coming up here shortly. It was on Ronin's network of Axie Infinity. That's super interesting. We're also going to be talking about the merch drop from Bored Ape Yacht Club. Azukis are on fire right now. They did an airdrop as well. They did a little bit of an April Fool's joke. I thought it was funny. I wasn't sure if they were being serious about it when they airdropped dirt to all their holders, but it turns out it was an April Fool's joke, and they're now called Beans. They also have Bobu NFTs, so something else we'll be looking into. Stay tuned for that. It's all coming up within the hour.
Awesome. And we're going to be talking a little bit about crypto stocks as well, which should be exciting. So yeah, drop a comment. Let us know what assets you guys are looking at today. First time ever doing stocks on Moon or Bust. So drop a comment. Let us know if you learned something. Hit the like. And my mic is apparently not connected.
Yeah, I can hear you okay, Logan. I can hear you okay through your laptop speaker, but it's picking up some of the office noise. It must be busting down in the office right now.
Yo, AT, can you turn on my mic for me real quick? Yeah, but I had myself in the I had the feedback. I could hear myself for a sec. There it is. Hey yo, I'm back. Everything sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good now.
All right, awesome. Should be good to go now. Let's run the clip. Drop a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Moon or bust. Let's get it. Alrighty, I feel a little bit better after watching that intro clip. I feel calm now. I feel like we got this. We got the audio issues figured out. We got the video issues figured out. Now it's time to figure out the crypto issues, Ryan. What headlines are going on in the crypto space today?
Well, the biggest one from last week was the Ronin hack for $625 million. The hacker stole, I think it was like $25 million of stable coins, and then another like 175,000 Ethereum. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember it came out to $625 million, the biggest hack in crypto history. This one's really interesting too, because you can't really see all the details on chain. Apparently, the hacker was able to get a hold of an API and hack the cross-chain bridge. So Ronin network, it actually works on its own blockchain because you're playing Axie Infinity. You don't want to be spending really expensive gas fees to play a game. So they have their own network called the Ronin network, and you have to bridge your funds over from Ethereum's mainnet to Ronin network to play Axie Infinity. And that's where it all went wrong. That's where it all went wrong, and $625 million was vaporized out of thin air. Someone's really rich now, but hopefully they do give it back. I saw a tweet that they were actually depositing it onto FTX. Not sure how true that is, but if it is, they're probably not too good at laundering money and they'll get caught. I hope for Axie Infinity they do recover this money, though. It's a ton of money. I mean, closer to $1 billion than nothing. So I mean, that's a ton of money. All gone from the network right now. They're trying to retrieve it. They're working with authorities. So hopefully something comes out of this. But Logan, let's take a closer look on how this actually happened. If you go to the doc, you can see I linked a Twitter thread explaining how this hack occurred. We can go into it, maybe dive a little bit deeper into how someone was actually able to make $625 million from one crypto hack.
All right, I'm pulling that up right now, Ryan. And one thing that I want to mention before we get into the nitty gritty is that this hack reminds me a lot of the Solana wormhole hack. Basically, what happened both times is they faked a validation signature on Solana and on the Ronin network. So these bridges that connect Ethereum, they have inherent security weaknesses, right? So if you want to have these more scalable blockchains and take that liquidity from Ethereum, you have to use this bridge. There are some inherent risks with that. Creator of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, pointed that out a few months before the Solana hack happened. Now we have this exact same thing on Axie. Basically, they're tricking the network into thinking that they have the permission to access this bridge and take the money out of it, right? So that's my take. I'll pull up the Twitter thread now, and maybe we can get a little bit into it. Um, but you know, there's a lot of work to be done. I don't see this as necessarily a bad thing or an awful thing. Um, there's a lot of stuff that can be done to track the money to prevent it from actually getting into the hands of the hacker being able to use it. But it points out the we need to be taking this security thing a little bit more seriously, I think.
Mhm.
Um,
And Logan, so this kind of reminds me of a 51% attack in a sense too, because there's 9 validators that actually validate this bridge, and the hacker was only needed to take 5 of those wallets out of the 9, right? So it's
mhm,
not super decentralized, and that's why decentralization is so important for a blockchain network. Is when there's thousands of nodes across the world, you would have to hack 51% at the same time to even have a chance at hacking the ledger, stealing some funds. In this case, there were only 9, so they needed to get 5 of them. They were able to get 4 from an API. I'm not quite sure how they got the last one to get 5 out of 9. But I think all 4 of those validators that they stole at once were owned by Sky Mavis. So really
mhm.
interesting stuff. I think we'll get some more info by reading this thread, though.
Yeah, Ryan. So I think the big takeaway here is that there weren't enough validators on the network. It was too easy to take control of the majority. This is what we've been talking about. The idea of decentralization, how when it comes to blockchains, the number of validators, the amount of decentralization really, really does matter, right? And this is kind of the proof in the pudding right here is that they had only 9 validators, and you only had to trick like 5 people to get this, $600 million. So that that's why we talk about and appreciate these networks like Ethereum and Bitcoin that have done significant work decentralizing their nodes, their validators in this process to prevent things like this from happening. Um, Ryan, I think that I went into Alexander's
Yeah,
thread.
scroll
Was
up
there
and
any
you can
part of
see the
this that you
start.
wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I think they give a pretty high level overview towards the top of the thread. We can maybe just go through the first few. They were still trying to figure it out. If you guys don't follow this smart contracts guy on Twitter, super fire Twitter account. They go over all these hacks, explain how they were done, as well as a lot of other really good content. So check them out if you haven't already. But yeah, let's check out what their first tweet was. They explained that they only needed 5 of these keys out of the 9. I think they got 4 all at once. But I'm curious to know how they got the very last one to get up to 5 out of 9.
So there was one bug that was in the program, and then 4 of them came from the Sky Mavis issue, and then I think one came from like a social engineering hack. That's what Alexander said in his thread. I don't know how much more you really want to dive into these technicals. I think the point here is that we need to pay attention to decentralization.
Agreed.
All right,
Maybe
back to
it's
it.
time to talk about something a little bit more fun than a cryptocurrency hack. Maybe the opposite of a cryptocurrency hack, a cryptocurrency airdrop, money
Now we're
appearing out
talking.
of thin air, apparently. But Azuki just did a couple airdrops. They did one for Bobus and they did one for, do you remember Beans? It's called, right? Maybe it's just Beans right now, but they're doing an art reveal soon for them. And Azuki's been going crazy from this. And we've seen this happen before, and now we're seeing it time and time again. I mean, we saw it with Bored Ape Yacht Club probably first when they launched the mutants. The floor price of the Bored Apes went way higher, and then a ton of new people came into the community because they were able to get in at a lower price. So I think this was absolutely genius. I think we're going to see this a lot more. Do you think we'll see one from Doodles though, Logan? Because that's what I'm hearing on Twitter a little bit. There's rumors. I think it would be really smart of them. Most people can't afford a doodle at this point. They're like 15 to 20 Ethereum. Maybe they need to do an airdrop, benefit the holders a little bit and get some people in that could previously not afford it.
I think it's always good to make your ecosystem more accessible, but maybe doing something a little bit different is what I would look for. We've seen a lot of people copy the Bored Ape model. Obviously, it worked for them, but I appreciate what Azuki did in kind of switching it up a little bit. Right? They gave out this airdrop. It was called what? Probably something. The next
Mhm.
day on April Fool's Day, it revealed it was called something. The box opened and it was a pile of dirt. Right? If I was a holder of this pile of dirt, I would have been really mad and I would have sold it right away. But there were also people out there who thought it was funny and were buying it for that reason. When it revealed as a box of dirt, the floor price actually went up, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
Uh, a day later, it turns out that they were beans, right? Which is maybe something that's more desirable than a box of dirt. I guess who's to say? Not me. But Ryan, what do you think? What do you think their intention or plan was by revealing that dirt? Did you think that that would crash
I thought it would crash it.
the
Yeah,
floor price?
I thought it would crash the floor price. If I got airdropped a picture of dirt and every single one was the same, yeah, maybe it's an April Fool's joke, and that's what I thought it was. But if I was holding that and it was worth $15,000 to $20,000, there's no way I would hold on. Like that could have just been an April Fool's joke. They don't owe anybody to airdrop something valuable. They could have just airdropped dirt. Obviously, that would hurt the
Yeah.
brand, but I would have sold it just like you said. Luckily, it was just an April Fool's joke, and they did airdrop something a little bit cooler. Hopefully, I think the floor
Mhm.
price has gone up since then. I don't really know like how they're going to use this within the Azuki ecosystem. But yeah, I mean, it's really
So
interesting. Go ahead,
let's
Logan.
back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We got a comment from Christian Gallagher. He says, "Super newbie here. Can you explain a crypto airdrop, Ryan? What the heck is a crypto airdrop to begin with?"
Okay, so there's a lot of different types of airdrops, but essentially it's getting money into your crypto wallet in the form of either NFTs or cryptocurrency. And it's usually to incentivize early users of an ecosystem or NFT holders. Currently, we're seeing NFTs get airdrops a lot more often than cryptocurrency holders, but we've seen like people who used Uniswap, for example, really early on got an airdrop of the token. Same with ENS domains, same with DYDX and a few others. The most recent was the ApeCoin airdrop, at least to my knowledge. But essentially, they're incentivizing people to, try out these different networks, try out their ecosystem, just dabble around. And they don't want to issue securities too. So they don't want to do an ICO in case their token's a security, because then they can get in a lot of legal trouble, as you can see by XRP and a few of these other ICOs from 2017. So now they're airdropping their tokens out, which is great for users. There's no investment by the user, right? So they can hold on to these tokens for free. Hopefully it's not a security, but I mean, right now it's a total gray area, right? It's going to be interesting to see what actually comes of all this, if these tokens can still be securities, if they're airdropped out to the community.
So Ryan, you're telling me that these crypto products are just giving away free money to people who use their app.
Yeah, I mean, essentially that's what it is. It's a little bit more complicated because markets have to be made. The token has to have some type of value, right? They can't just airdrop you a token that nobody will buy. So there's that to be considered. Some airdrops are valueless. Some airdrops are worth 50, $100. And at that point, it's not even worth claiming, because you have to remember the Ethereum mainnet, the gas fees are 50 to $100 to claim an airdrop. So one of the most important factors is, does the token actually have value? Is there utility behind it? And that's really for the market to decide. A lot of these tokens don't have much utility right now, but there could be future utility. And certainly people want to invest in, say, ENS domains, the future of domains on Ethereum, as well as some of these others. I mean, ApeCoin could be going up, it could be going down, but at the same time, it's hard to tell. But yeah, it's interesting to see how the markets play out over time. Usually when airdrops happen, they're really volatile because no one really knows what the market price is, right?
Right, Ryan. So, that's what Uniswap is for. Decentralized exchanges. You can make a market right after this token comes out. As soon as it's issued on the blockchain, you can make a market for it. You don't need to wait for Coinbase, whoever, to add it to start trading it, right? That's one of the unique aspects of DeFi and of blockchains that make airdrops feasible to begin with, right? Because if you airdropped everybody this valueless token, you had to wait. One, you have to make them pay the gas fee to claim it, and then two, they can't sell it until it gets listed on exchanges, who knows when, right? It wouldn't be as viable as a model. That being said, Ryan, for people who are new, just learning about crypto airdrops, what are some things you could do to try to get some yourself?
So the most important thing I'd say to do is get a MetaMask wallet, because that's the easiest way to interact with most of these
You mean an
decentralized
Ethereum
applications.
wallet, Ryan?
An Ethereum wallet, yeah, but more so a MetaMask wallet, because
What's a
it's
MetaMask wallet, bro? It's not a
oh, okay.
blockchain.
I forgot. I need to speak to you like you're a beginner, Logan. So MetaMask wallet is an Ethereum wallet. You can get it on Google Chrome. It's super easy. It gives you your seed phrase, which is just a span of different different words you can use to recover your wallet. That's basically all you have to do. It takes a couple minutes to get a MetaMask wallet on your laptop or on your PC. And then once you have that wallet, it's ready to go. You don't have to make an account. You don't have to put your name in. There's no KYC. You just send crypto to your wallet. And once you're there, I mean, all the walls are down. It's not like you have to use Coinbase for one thing or FTX for another or crypto.com. You have your crypto wallet, you have your Ethereum or your Ethereum tokens in your crypto wallet, and then you can go onto any of these applications, mess around with them. Like I said, though, the gas fees are pretty high, so expect to pay $10 to $100 to do anything on Ethereum. But you can also get airdrops on other networks. So if you don't want to be spending those high gas fees, you can try and find some airdrops on Solana or Polygon or some of these cheaper networks. That being said, though, the high value airdrops are typically on Ethereum's network.
So I'm going to be a little bit of a stickler for a second, just because there are new people out there. I want to make it clear there is no such thing as a MetaMask wallet. All Ethereum wallets are native to Ethereum. They don't hold coins in them. The coins are stored on the blockchain. They're associated with your wallet address on the blockchain. MetaMask and other wallet applications are simply just interfaces to interact with your Ethereum wallet. So if you make an Ethereum wallet using MetaMask, they'll take care of the dirty work for you. They'll give you your seed phrase, which you should just drop in the comments right away. Just kidding. Just don't do that. Write it down on a piece of paper and put it in a safe place that only you know about. Maybe make another copy. But these words are equivalent to your funds, to your money. All you need to access that Ethereum wallet are those words, right? So be careful, take proper caution of those, but definitely do try to make an Ethereum wallet. Send $20 over there and start messing around. That's how I think both of us started, and we've cleared what, 50K plus on airdrops so far.
Not too shabby.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like if you would have told me a year ago, I would have hit you. I would have said you're an idiot. And you just keep messing around with different stuff, and sometimes those people will reward you, right? That's a cool thing about crypto, is that we're so early. The companies, the teams that are creating these projects really like to reward the people that got their hands dirty, right? So creating your own wallet that you have custody of, as opposed to one that Coinbase controls for you, is the best way to start connecting with DeFi apps. I mean, you can even use like Coinbase Wallet. That is a self-custody wallet where you have your own private key, and it connects to decentralized applications right through the Coinbase Wallet app. Pretty good interface there too. Not sponsored in particular, but good stuff. All right. Please feel free to drop any more questions. We are kind of speaking another language, so any clarifying questions we'd be happy to answer. All right, Ryan, let's get back to Azuki. That's how we got off on this long tangent. So Azuki did their airdrop. I'll share an OpenSea window with you right now. We can take a look. But Azuki really came out of nowhere. I think the floor price was around 10 ETH last week, and it said, see ya. Now it's at 27. It went to like 32 for a brief moment. Obviously, lots of people wanted to take profits, and with 32 ETH, you can get a really nice mutant and become part
Or a
of the Bored
validator
Ape Yacht
node.
Club, or a validator node. And talk about long-term, investment. But I really like. Oh, I'm not even sharing the screen. What a shame. I've done this before, I promise. I like the Azukis. I'll go back to the chart because that's what I was pretending to show. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, floor price was like, well below 10 ETH just a couple weeks ago. Really, really, really took off with this airdrop. I guess people like dirt, man. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I got some FOMO, and everybody's on Twitter talking about their FOMO from Azuki's. Logan, you remember the show like 3 months ago when I was looking at the Azuki beans and they were like 1.5 ETH before they actually revealed? And I'm like, I kind of want one of these Azukis, but I'd rather spend my money on a killer girlfriend for whatever reason. So that was a little bit after. That's not actually why I didn't get one. I wanted to see the art, and then it shot up after the art was released. It was really cool. And I mean, it's kind of similar to Oni Force, which we saw crash, which is kind of interesting. Usually, like the first of an NFT collection, and the Oni Force was the first NFT collection, at least to my knowledge, that had like the side profile picture NFT collection. And then now we see that with Azuki, and that's the second one out there. So it's interesting to see that Azuki was able to overtake Oni Force, even though Oni Force was the first collection of its kind like that.
Yeah, I like Oni Force. It was definitely the original, but Azuki's art is just way more attractive to me personally. Um, girlfriends are too expensive. We are short on uh, GIRL. So we got another interesting comment out here. How would you recommend bringing nice hash mined BTC to? If you feel confident, once you get to that point where you feel confident to keep it in cold storage, I would do that. Something like a Ledger or a Trezor is the way to go, but you can even just, generate your own seed phrase and keep it fully unhosted. Keep it only
Which
in
you
your
should
brain.
do, and you should withdraw your funds every day or every couple days, because both me and Logan got hacked on NiceHash back in high school mining
Yeah, we
Dash
did.
Coin. That hurt, so make sure to actually do that. Transfer those funds into a wallet that you actually own, because if you don't, your funds are definitely at risk. It happened to me, it happened to Logan. It was actually the only time I've ever gotten hacked on crypto, knock on wood, but yeah, keep your funds in a wallet, be safe about it.
Definitely do that. Yeah, dude, I had forgotten that we got hacked like that. And now I'm just sad. All right. Are you long or short WIFE though? That's the question. Follow up, Ryan. How does one acquire a killer girlfriend?
You go on OpenSea and they're probably like half an ETH right now. Then you can say you have a killer girlfriend. No one's going to know what you're talking about. You're going to sound really weird, but it'll be funny to you. And that's what matters. And maybe that's even worth half an ETH.
All
Probably
right.
not, though.
Quick little walkthrough because I know you guys need to know this. If you're watching a crypto show, you need to know how to get a girlfriend. Killer girlfriend. Dude, imagine if you're watching a crypto show, but you know what's even worse? If you're hosting a crypto show. Oh, that's funny. What blockchain are these on, man? What the heck is this?
I have no idea. Look
Clay?
up KGF.
Oh, okay. Getting fished. KGF. This one? No, it's the same thing. Dude, did they get delisted or something?
I have no idea. I haven't kept up since I sold it. Girlfriends are off
Rip.
the market. Should have
Rip.
shorted.
If you don't have FOMO right now, I don't know, man. All right. Ryan, you got some Bored Ape Yacht Club merch. What happened with that?
Yeah, I wanna actually show you guys what the merch shop was like. There's a link in the doc, but it was really
Hey man,
interesting.
you can
So
you can share a screen too, you know.
I actually can't because I'm not a get. Oh wait, I can actually. Yeah, cool. Never mind. Never mind. Let me hop on over, share my screen. Uh, window. Okay, we're getting close.
Patrick Starr in the chat wants to know, is AB the leader of your group? Of course.
Yeah, he's the CEO.
CEO of Benzinga.
So Logan, this was the drop, and I found it really interesting because I thought it would be open to everybody. It was only open to holders of Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club, and not only that, but mutants could only get certain mutant merch, and then apes could only get certain Bored Ape merch. So that was really interesting, and I haven't really seen resale prices. I don't think there's really a market for it yet. But here you can see like some of the different designs. I thought they were pretty cool. They caught flack on Twitter a lot, but I think these Bored to Death ones are really cool. These ones were only for Bored Apes. The Mutant Apes got these, and these ones here. I ended up picking up this Atom hat right here. I got this hoodie, and then I got a couple t-shirts as well. It's pretty interesting how they did it, and they only accepted ApeCoin, which was really cool. And it helped a lot of us that aren't super liquid. You know, not everyone has cash to spend, but all of these NFT holders have ApeCoin to spend because they were just airdropped ApeCoin. So I was able to get away with, I think it was 2 hoodies. These 2 right here, 2 t-shirts. I think it was, they're not on here. I got this one and one other one. And then I didn't get this hoodie. I got this one. I got this one in the corner. Anyways, I got like 5-6 different things, spent 17 ApeCoin, essentially free to me, but opportunity cost. So you got to consider that. I thought it was really cool though. This tweet here, it's asking, it's by John Carlo, Next Supreme, and kind of a sick face. I don't think he really liked the merch, but I think it could be the next Supreme. I mean, it's really hyped up stuff. And if you need an NFT to continue getting this merch, that's just one more reason to end up holding either a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But Logan, oh my God, Logan, you look way different. You dyed your hair and you got some better clothes.
Oh, burn on Logan.
Aaron, what do you think about this Bored Ape Yacht Club merch that's out? Drippy or no?
I'm not sold. Well, if I were like you, Ryan, and I had ApeCoin to spend, I probably would have bought some. But is it like open to the public? Like, can I buy it without the ApeCoin, or do you need the ApeCoin?
No, you needed the ApeCoin, and not only that, but you had to be holding either a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape. And you couldn't get Bored Ape merch if you had a Mutant, and you couldn't get any Bored Ape or Mutant Ape merch if you only had a Bored Ape.
So that's what makes it kind of swaggy to me, is that it's like exclusive. I don't know. But I don't know. You'd have to pull it up again. I didn't get a good look at the clothes.
Okay, will do.
Maybe we can. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go for that right now, yo, AB, I think your mic might be off. Yo,
No. Wait,
Ryan could hear you, but I think it was through my microphone. Can you hook Bree up for me, AT? Kyle wants to know when he gets his trivia weed hat.
Soon. I mean, that was last week, Kyle. Give it a sec. Shipping supply chain issues. You know how it goes.
It's fucking Putin's fault, man.
Exactly. But yeah, I think all like the more some of these NFT projects come into like clothing, like things like that, like ways they can be culturally spread, will be good news for those NFT projects. Because when it's just it's easy on like Twitter and Discord and stuff to like share which NFTs you're buying, pictures of them, or if they're gifts, whatever. But if you go to like a party or something and you're wearing that and someone wants to like know about it, like that's a good like conversation starter and a good way to get someone who may not be already involved in those Twitter and those Discords to like find out about these projects.
For sure. And I think it incentivizes long-term holders too. If you really believe in the brand, then it could become something huge. And I mean, it could be a clothing brand. And you can see that same thing with like Jordans and Supreme, the really early Jordans that came out in like 1995. Same with Supreme, like those are worth the most. So I'm sure some people will be holding and actually just speculating on these clothes, keeping them dead stock, waiting to sell them 10, 15 years down the line. And I mean, if the brand really takes off and it's still here 10 years down the line, it could be worth a lot of money, especially because stock numbers were so low. I mean, most of the merch was 5,000 pieces or less, which is rare than a Bored Ape.
All right, I got a meme for you guys. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, Ryan. I mean, we both have Bored Ape Yacht Club merch. How often do people mention it?
Mention what?
If you wear your Bored Ape Yacht Club hoodie, do people know?
I've probably gotten like 2 comments outside of Miami, and when I went to Miami for like 3 days, I think I got like 4 comments on it.
Wow.
So yeah,
you guys
it really
going out
depends
Miami
on where
this
you
weekend?
are. Logan is.
I'm going tomorrow. If you're going to be down in Miami for Bitcoin 2022, make sure to send me a DM on Twitter and let me know so we can try to link up at some point. If you guys are interested, if there's enough of y'all down there, maybe we'll do a little Benzinga meetup. I think that'd be pretty cool. But should we talk about stocks? I know that's why we got AB on, other than to, just oversee all of our operations and make sure that we're doing a good job. But AB, could you share some of your stock insights with us? First of all, I don't really know all too much about crypto stocks. I hold coin, but that's about it. What does the landscape look like?
So there's been a few different waves in the stock market with crypto stocks and even NFT stocks specifically. So we can discuss both. And I'm not quite sure. This is my first time on this screen, so I don't know like how to share my screen or whatnot. But maybe Rohan or someone can help me out. And I will. So basically,
I can get you if you need.
Okay, basically what we had happen. Everyone knows Coinbase. That's the biggest one. And that's actually the stock that I want to talk about today, because I was actually talking about it before you guys asked if I wanted to talk about crypto stocks, and here's why. Bitcoin over the last 24 hours is down, I want to say like 1.5% last time I checked. But I'm just going off Google, oh, wow, we actually had a little leg down from the last time I checked. So Bitcoin is now down 2.5% over the last 24 hours. This is just according to Google Finance. When I Google Bitcoin price, that's my go-to. It's easy. Google's easy. You just type in Bitcoin price and it pops up. Also, Wait, so can I share my screen or no?
I have the Bitcoin chart up there right now. If you want, I can just pull up whatever you need. If you join the restream, you can share your screen though.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that.
All right, I got you covered then.
All right, here's what I want you to do. Go to Google.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I think is interesting. All right, so if you just Google Bitcoin price,
Boom.
Google has this little cool chart that pops up right there. It's like built into Google software. It's the same with a lot of stocks. Now, here's where things get interesting. Google Ethereum price.
What?
No chart, nothing.
No
They give
love.
no love to Ethereum. But now, Google Dogecoin price.
I'm like so intrigued right now. What?
So Dogecoin gets a chart on Google, but Ethereum doesn't? That's blasphemous. That pisses me off. But
That
anyway,
really does. That really does.
Back to my point. Bitcoin down about 2% in the last 24 hours. Coinbase's stock is actually up today. Again, last time I checked. Let me check it again. Yeah, Coinbase's stock is up about 2% today. Usually Coinbase and Bitcoin trade or Coinbase follows Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is having a good day, Coinbase is having a good day. And here's where people get a little tripped up because Coinbase is an exchange. They make money when people trade Bitcoin. Even if there are more sellers than buyers, people are or Coinbase is making money. But with that said, and we've gotten this data from Coinbases, from other exchanges, in times where Bitcoin is going down, what happens is traders, there's just less volume overall. Traders like leave the market. When we saw Bitcoin have that big dip down from its highs in November down to, it got all the way down to what, like 36,000 before it bounced back in the last like couple months. Coinbase, its volume that it was trading had dropped a bunch. So that's why the stock moves down when Bitcoin's moving down, even if Coinbase is still making money. It's just the assumption that, oh, if Bitcoin goes down, there's going to be less people trading Bitcoin. So I like Coinbase here, and I see today as a very good sign that Coinbase's stock is up while Bitcoin price is down, because I think what investors are seeing is just that the overall trend right now is more and more people coming in. And even though Bitcoin's down 2%, all Bitcoin really needs to do is like not have one of those big corrections, like one of those big 20% drop or something that really brings people out of the market. Little ebbs and flows, little down days where, followed by a greater trend up, which I expect Bitcoin to continue its uptrend, will not shake people out of the market. What shakes people out of the markets are can you pull up Bitcoin's chart real quick on this on Google and just go to the 5-year? Or yeah, we're on here either way. I'm just looking at Google, so it's easy.
Coming right up.
Aaron, do you think that people see Coinbase as an NFT play yet, or do you think that's going to happen maybe once Coinbase releases their NFT platform? Because NFTs are hot right now. That could be another reason the stock's going up.
I think that some people have seen that, potential. Coinbase has announced that they are investing in the NFT space. They're going to put out their own exchange that could act as a sort of, OpenSea competitor. I think it will take a while to see just how big that ends up being for Coinbase, because there are sometimes big companies like Coinbase will roll out something like that to try to compete with someone. And it either like works really well that they're like, holy cow, we're getting this much trading volume. So yeah, right there's Logan is perfect. You can see, you can see right there those two big red candles, and one was after we hit when was that first one?
So this was in May of last year. We got up to 65K and then did a nice little retrace, which I could try to.
So both of those times in May of 2021 and then later in November of 2021 when we hit highs like above 65K, that followed by big corrections. I'm talking like 20-30% correction.
Try 54%.
Try 54%. Those are the type, and we could see it with there are charts out there you can Google for Coinbase active trading volume, just completely diminished. So I'm not even saying like for Coinbase's stock to do well right now, Bitcoin doesn't need to get back up to 70K or whatever. It would help, sure. Coinbase would probably be back in the 300s if Bitcoin's at 65K. I just think Bitcoin needs to kind of hold its ground, hold its level. If we don't see one of those big corrections, I expect Coinbase's stock to do really well. And honestly, out of all the stocks there are to play it, that's how I'd want to do it. Because, and we can get into the miners real quick, there's just too much variation to me between the miners, right? It's hard for me to like look into the different miners and determine which the best play is there. I will say there are a few that are impressive. BTBT, I know, was doing some really Bit Digital. They were mining because basically, like for the Bitcoin mining stocks, and I don't know if you guys know any about these companies, but like when I'm looking at them, the main thing I'm looking at is how many Bitcoin are you mining, and they were mining like 6 Bitcoin a day or so. And then like when you did the market cap of their stock, it was like, wait, they only need to mine this much Bitcoin for like a year for you to like get your money back. So it seemed like a good investment, but I haven't done too much due diligence into these mining stocks.
I think Coinbase spreads its feet farther too, because it's not like you have to have Bitcoin to succeed for Coinbase to succeed, or you need Ethereum to succeed for Coinbase to succeed. Whereas with miners, if they're only mining Ethereum, Ethereum has to succeed for that company to succeed. Coinbase, I mean, people will just go trade Solana if Ethereum ends up failing. And if Bitcoin ends up failing, maybe they'll mine Dash or Decred or some other cryptocurrency. So I think Coinbase has more staying power than some of these mining companies, especially when you're looking at Ethereum mining, because that's going to be gone in like 3 months from now.
Yeah, I think that another thing that people tend to forget when it comes to Coinbase is that they're the #1 validator for Ethereum 2.0. They're earning boatloads of interest on staking this ETH. They take a fee from the millions of people that are using their platform to stake under 32 ETH. They take a cut of that. So they're going to be making infinite money forever on validating the Ethereum network. They'll be one of the biggest validators maybe until 20, 30 years from now. And nobody really looks at that. Like Coinbase is probably more of an Ethereum mining company than it is an exchange long term. An NFT marketplace more than a fungible token marketplace long term. For those reasons, I've been a holder of Coinbase for quite a long time, and I'm going to continue to hold it. I've been bullish on it forever. I think nobody realizes that they have so many different revenue streams that are about to just start printing like mad.
Yeah, and then back to your point, Ryan, on the NFT marketplace for Coinbase. I mean, I like that, and I like that they're competing with OpenSea there, and they're trying to get more in the NFT space. Like I said, I think it will just take a while to see, again, how popular. They shouldn't have any problem making that immediately the second most popular place.
I'd say first. They have 3 million on their wait list. OpenSea has less than 1 million monthly users.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, and if Coinbase comes in and their platform works as well, if not better than OpenSea, then they should have no problem taking them on.
Yep.
We'll see that as very bullish for Coinbase. Because if you think about just like the total volume traded in the NFT space, I don't know like what kind of percentage OpenSea is taking off the top, but even if Coinbase says they take like 1% of all NFTs transacted on their platform, that's going to end up being billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
OpenSea takes 2.5%, and they were recently valued at $13.3 billion in a Series C funding round. So that's no small beans. Coinbase is worth like $40 billion. So OpenSea is worth like 25% of Coinbase. If Coinbase can take over and be the leading NFT marketplace, I could see that adding $15-20 billion to their valuation once we start seeing those numbers and that revenue start rolling through.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at some of the just like more stock metrics of Coinbase. The PE is 13. Like it's very low. Like it's a cheap stock right now, in a space that is typically very expensive, and just in terms of growth and tech in general. So I know it's boring, and I'm sorry, but if I had to pick one crypto stock to buy right now, it would be Coinbase. And like I said, the only thing that would worry me about Coinbase right here, and I think the only thing that can, of course, Coinbase's stock can go down, another 5% in the next week or 10% in the next 3 weeks. But I think the only thing stopping Coinbase's stock from going down another, I mean, it's down like 40% in the last year. I think the only thing keeping it from going down substantially is if Bitcoin, if we do get one of those big corrections in Bitcoin, because again, all that will do is just, diminish the trading volume, but not forever. Not like we've seen that it just goes through cycles, right? The people leave, and then when Bitcoin's doing well, they come back. So, again, I think Coinbase is a good investment here because here's the three scenarios I see. I see if Bitcoin, and I'm just saying Bitcoin, but I mean Bitcoin, Ethereum, and basically all the big cryptos. If they kind of hang out where they are, continue chopping, I think Coinbase's stock will slowly rise because it's cheap compared to other stocks on the market. I think it'll be attractive for its growth potential. That's one. If Bitcoin and the big cryptos kind of maintain steadier, if they just remain choppy, I think Coinbase's stock will slowly grow. Two, the second scenario is if Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the big cryptos do get one of those big corrections, then I think we'll see a big correction in Coinbase. And then three is if Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the big cryptos take off again, then I think we see Coinbase. I don't know about like when we'll go back to previous all-time highs, but back above 300, easy.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing that concerns me that I want to point out is that Coinbase is in bottom discovery mode right now. It has yet to find a bottom and recover from it since the IPO, right? So we had this one, we broke down into new all-time lows, and currently the all-time low sits at about $150, but there's no support to stop it from going lower. So say that we do see some massive type of correction in BTC, your guess is as good as mine where the floor is on this. That being said, fundamentals in crypto market as a whole, I am really, really, really bullish on Coinbase personally. And, as a disclaimer, I am long, right?
Long and strong, baby. Yeah, I'm long Coinbase too.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, guys, I mean, if there are any other stocks, I don't know if anyone in the chat has any questions about some crypto stocks. I am not an expert when it comes to the mining stocks.
All right, Ryan, I got a comment for you. People are saying Bitcoin is going to 1 million. Is this just clickbait? Is this possible? What are we comparing the market cap of Bitcoin to?
I think Bitcoin will go to $1 million. I mean, to be the same market cap as gold, I think it has to get to around $550,000 to $600,000. So, I mean, we still have a huge room to grow if Bitcoin actually takes off to the point of what it's trying to achieve, which I think it already kind of has proven its use case. And now it's just the point where we need to get more institutions in, we need to get more governments in, we need to get more retail traders in. But more and more of these people are coming in. And like Aaron said earlier, I mean, people might not care about it when the price goes down for a couple years, but it'll go back up eventually, and then we'll get more and more new people. Some of them will stick around, some of them will come back next cycle. But I think long term, especially with Lightning Network, I mean, we already see Bitcoin being used as a currency in some third world countries. That could take off, and then who knows where Bitcoin could go. To get well past $1 million, I think Bitcoin would have to be used as some form of currency, whether that's in like just a few countries or a lot, either that or be like a global reserve currency, right? So something really big like that to go like multi-millions of dollars. But just taking over the use case of gold, I think Bitcoin could get to $1 million, because right now, Logan, how are you going to go buy gold? It's kind of hard. It's not that hard, but it's kind of hard, right? It's a lot easier. My point is, it's a lot easier to get Bitcoin, and you can buy a very small fraction of Bitcoin. You can get $1 of Bitcoin if you want. And I know people that do that, right? It's very accessible, and you don't have to be on a certain market to get it either. You don't have to be in the US. You don't have to be in North America even. You can be anywhere with the internet connection and be able to buy Bitcoin, store that value, and then cash it out at a later point in time. So I honestly think it's going to be inevitable that we reach $1 million Bitcoin. That being said, I mean, laser eyes, let's focus on 100K first. Who knows where we go first? But I mean, 100K first and then $1 million. That's pretty clear.
I think $1 million is definitely in the cards, but I think it's about 20 years away. What's your time frame, Ryan?
Yeah, it's probably around 15 to 30 years away, I'd say.
Yep. All right. Where do you think it will be? Laser eyes on this year. Where do you think we're going to see prices at the end of the year, and then maybe the highs of the year?
That's really tough to say. I mean, we could see some catalysts come about, and then crypto goes to 6 figures for Bitcoin, maybe 10 to 15K for Ethereum this year. But if it doesn't, I think next year we could go even higher. My price target for Bitcoin by the end of the market cycle is 120 to $200,000. I think 200,000 might be a little bit optimistic, but I really do think we will break that 6-figure mark, which may come this year. It might come next year. But like I said, Logan, I think it's coming.
Yeah, I agree with you. Next 12 months, we will see 6-figure Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but I'm totally going to repost this clip when I'm right. AB, do you got any price targets on Bitcoin?
I mean, it just depends on time frame, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 100,000 some point in the next couple years, but as we start talking about, 250K, 500,000, I don't know. I think we could be a couple years or, years out from that, but
Yeah.
it just really depends. I mean, I don't know. Like we'll see, right?
Yeah. Well, like Ryan said, we need institutions and we need way more millionaires to come into this space before something like that is even possible. And before institutions can really come in with size, they need regulatory guidelines on how to do it without going to jail. So once these come out, which should be within the next, 2 months, hopefully sooner than that. I think we'll also see Coinbase NFT within that time frame. They might also be waiting on regulatory guidelines. I tend to think so. Why would they be delaying this profitable revenue stream otherwise? I think that will be some crazy catalysts. But yeah, looking for regulation, I think that we'll see the run to 6 figures not before we get this big regulation.
Yeah, and again, it's all like all these long-term macro trends are so dependent on what's happening in the world, right? We haven't really seen. I mean, we've seen crypto's role, right, in the geopolitical unrest in Russia, Ukraine, whatnot. But it's not out of the question to say like, say God forbid, whatever more European countries get involved in this, like, that more and more people are relying on Bitcoin, thus driving the price up. Like, I'm not hoping that Bitcoin's price goes up in a matter like that, where there's like chaos around the world. But that's something where I could see being one of these like macro trends that we can't really foresee, but like a black swan event that could either push Bitcoin forward and to higher prices, or maybe vice versa. Who knows?
Logan, you have
Yeah.
a pretty cool thesis on that, don't you? In
Yeah.
terms of USD collapsing and not being the global reserve currency, and that being the black swan event that really takes Bitcoin off to the next step in its life.
So here's what I think that most people are missing is that the Black Swan event happened in 1971, and they're looking for it to happen again, but they don't realize the fiat risk. It's like how much energy does it take to secure Bitcoin? How much energy does it take to secure fiat? All the national armies add together that energy. That's how much it costs, right? The Black Swan event happened when we moved away from hard money. As Ray Dalio would say, from type 2 to type 3 money that's not backed by any hard asset. This has happened time and time again over history, and it always results with the collapse of the global reserve and the transition to a new one. I think that the Chinese renminbi will become the global reserve currency before Bitcoin does. That being said, I also think that we're going to see a variety of global reserve currencies 10 years from now, as opposed to just the US dollar. Yeah, that's my take on it. Like, and to AB's point is like, I had this realization that, perhaps the price run that everybody in crypto has been, hoping for the longest time is driven by some type of, mass panic, right? We saw Russians adopt crypto, overnight when they needed to. We saw the Ukrainian army adopt crypto overnight when they needed to. It's a bit scary of an idea that the people who are going to be buying over $100,000 might be the people who can't afford to be buying it over $100,000. But time will tell. I mean, this is the market, right? Yes, and to answer Christian's question, the 1971 Black Swan event is when we went off the gold standard. and broke the deal that made the US dollar the global reserve currency to begin with.
Dun dun dun. Shout out fiat.
In Patrick Starr's humble opinion, Doge might be the dollar and Bitcoin will be gold.
That'd be
I mean,
great.
I could see Bitcoin replacing gold. I think that's a lot easier feat than something replacing the dollar. But I think Bitcoin could give currency the run for its money if its Lightning Network really takes off. But we have yet to really see that. We're starting to, though. I mean, pilot programs essentially in El Salvador right now, right?
Yeah, and that's already done like really, really, really well. Within a month, there were more Salvadorans on Bitcoin than bank accounts, right? 70-80% of the entire population had never had a bank account, but now they can have Bitcoin. Like for the first time ever, for the majority of the population, someone in their family had an account balance for the first time ever. That's
Yeah.
just huge, right?
Yeah.
And it's like easy to not see that, in America where everybody has bank accounts and access to things like that. But if you zoom out, I think this is one of the driving factors of adoption we'll see long term.
Logan, do you know anything about BBIG? It seems to be that Kyle might be a little bit overexposed right now with 87% of their portfolio in the stock. I'm not familiar with it. Aaron, you're the stock guy. Maybe you know, but I can't really speak to this one.
Yeah, BBIG is a biotech play. Or no, wait, sorry.
Vinco Ventures.
Vinco Ventures. I was thinking of BIIB. BIIB is biotech play, Biogen. BBIG, Vinco Ventures. We've actually had the chairman, CEO, Ted Farnsworth, on the show before. It is an interesting company. Oh, wait, can you pull a comment back up?
Yeah, there's a follow-up right here too, but I can show the original.
Oh, we're getting 3 minutes. He's talking about, so Lomotive, it kind of sounds like a medicine too. I think that's why I thought it was a biotech play. But Lomotive is actually a TikTok competitor that's really big in India. So BBIG, the idea is that you're kind of getting exposure to like an emerging market, potentially like somewhat of a TikTok play, and they've got some other things going for them. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those stocks that's like a huge risk, right? It's $3 a share right now. You could buy shares right now, and they could be $30 3 months ago, because the stock has run before, and we've seen some short squeezes. Actually, the high is around like $10, or it could be cut in half. It could be $1.50. So I wouldn't do anything more than this than just like a speculative bet.
Alrighty. We are just about out of time, so I want to make one quick shout out. If you guys are interested in crypto NFTs and just like talking to cool people in the space, 5 o'clock today, we have a newer show here on Benzinga called Web3 Anarchy, just talking to the coolest people in the space, whether you're doing NFTs or, work for the government, whatever it might be. Today, we have somebody that I'm beyond excited for. And so let me just give you a little sneak peek right now. So at 5 o'clock here on Benzinga's YouTube channel, we will be interviewing Illmind. Illmind is coming out with an NFT collection, but before he got into NFTs, he produced songs for the likes of J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, Eminem, Nicki Minaj, Khalid, Jay-Z. You name it, you have heard a song by this dude. He is an absolute legend in the space, and he is getting into the NFT game, trying to put together a community of music producers and talent, sort of like the Hearts Project, which maybe I'll have to ask him about today if I can do anything other than just, quote song lyrics and fanboy. But if you guys are interested in that, make sure you check it out, 5 p.m. Eastern today, in 2 hours from now. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. If you learned something, leave a like. AB, any other closing thoughts for us?
Just, hey, stay optimistic, stay long and strong, whether that means you're long Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Inu coin, or the S&P 500. Just know that charts can only go up in the end. No, I'm
Diamond
just kidding.
hands.
That is not financial advice, nor true. But yeah, my final thoughts as far as crypto stocks go, Coinbase is my way to go. It's really, I think it's the only way to go if you're looking to get into crypto stocks. There are a couple more interesting ones. Maybe on a subsequent one, we can do some like, you know, more like diamond in the rough crypto plays.
Sounds awesome. Ryan, any thoughts for us?
I'm still thinking about how I shilled Bitcoin to $1 million today. It'll be a good one to timestamp 15 years down the road. We'll go back to this one. We'll say it finally happened.
And thanks for watching.